千里之行，始于足下. A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Derek Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Daodejing by Lao Zi. I would like to extend a warm welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining us. I want to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we all gather together in this sacred Tao process. I want to talk about the 3 levels of governance. Then I also want to talk about the 3 poisons that can get in the way of each of those levels of governance. In the Tao, it is always most important to start with oneself. Govern the self. It is only when you have your quote-unquote ducks in a row that you are able to exert meaningful influence on other people to help them govern their lives. So the next level beyond governing the self is to govern the family. Now, remember, govern, the character can be translated in a variety of different ways depending on context. To govern the family is to manage the family, is to make it so that the family can be harmonious. Then, when you are able to do that, when there is Tao, happiness, harmony within your family, then you are ready for the next level up, which is govern the country. So anyone who is messed up as a person would have a very difficult time, of course, extending that self-governance that's flawed and faulty to straighten things out within the family or to do anything in the country. So when we see, for instance, a corrupt politician, that will be someone who has trouble governing the self. And the trouble comes from the 3 poisons. The 3 poisons is a concept that originated from Buddhism and now has become very widespread in all aspects of Eastern thought. I want to make sure everyone is exposed to what they are. So let's talk about the 3 poisons. The first poison is greed. Now, this should be familiar because we just talked about chapter 56 of the Daodejing, where we spoke of those with mystic oneness are immune to being influenced by greed. So greed is definitely a toxic element that affects so many people. And it takes spiritual cultivation to get oneself away from that and to protect oneself, to be strong against it. In Tao cultivation, I spoke of the correct way to cultivate, leading to material comfort, leading to financial independence. Well, the opposite is that greed will lead to poverty. The difference between greed and poverty is actually a very thin line that is often crossed. So for the self, greed leads to poverty for oneself, for the family, the same, poverty for the family, and at the kingdom level, at the country level, greed, in the ruling class, will lead to depletion of resources for the kingdom. That's the kingdom level equivalent to poverty. Then there's the second poison, which is anger. So anger sometimes translated from the original Sanskrit as hatred, but anger is closer. It's about rage. It's about loss of control, loss of rationality, loss certainly of harmony. So when you get angry, that is a failure in self-governance. When there's anger in the home, that's a dysfunctional and abusive household. And when there's anger at the highest level in a country, at the ruling class, you end up with ill-advised, ill-conceived ventures for the country or the kingdom, resulting in defeat for the country itself. So that is the second poison. Anger, it can poison so many things, has such a widespread impact. Then the third poison is ignorance. This is about delusion, confusion. Ignorance meaning you just don't get it, you don't see it, you don't understand things as they actually are, but rather you prefer to believe in a delusional conspiracy theory because it makes you feel better. We definitely see that in the world. We see that in our world. So that will be at the society level, which is equivalent to the kingdom level or the country level. Delusion, ignorance at the personal level means that you end up with deluded ideas. And you can also further extend that to cover the family. You can have misconceptions in the family that results in family members getting negative results in many different areas of life. And then when we talk about the country, when there's widespread delusional beliefs in society, it can also lead to bad policies that weaken the country instead of strengthen it. So even just with this one character, governance, there's complexities within it. And now you see it right in front of you, represented in this slide, multiple levels of governance and obstacles that can be present in each one of those three levels. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Let us all travel safely so we can meet again. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.